25th year in the United States, and depending on what ranking body you use, amongst the big research schools we're in the top 100, but we're as high as the top 14 when it comes to the success of our graduates, both in terms of early salary and mid-career salaries. Our students tend to do well in industry, and so we rank very high in rankings like that. We've been working on two arrangements. One is a 2+2 for undergraduate students who would come over in either in the Industrial Technology and Management program. That program is a management-oriented program towards industry, and it matches very well with the Industrial Technology and Management offerings at the bachelor's level here at ISM. And we've been working on an arrangement where in the third year, students would come over to IIT and would complete their studies before coming back and finishing their degree at ISM. In addition to the bachelor's degree 2+2 program, we have dual degree master's degree programs, both in Industrial Technology and Management and Information Technology and Management. And the intent there is to get 2 degrees, one from ISM and one from IIT, and we take a slightly different approach in those degrees. So we think that the two complement each other and really prepare graduates quite effectively. We're giving students 2 options, okay? This is primarily at the graduate level. The undergraduate level would be that they would actually come over to America for 3 semesters. At the graduate level, we've discussed 2 options. One is where the students would take all their IIT courses online. We were one of the first 2 universities back in the 70s to actually do online education. So we've got a rich history. Our approach is somewhat of a traditional approach in that an online student is seeing the professor just as they're interacting with their live classroom. So it's an extension of the live classroom. And we started the first such program internationally of that type in India back in the 90s. And so this would be a similar program with ISM where the students would take all their IIT courses online. The other option is that they could come to America and take the courses live. And one of the advantages of that approach is that after 2 semesters of study in America, you're allowed to do practical training. And practical training is there are 2 programs. One that you complete while you're still a student, and the other is after you've graduated. So it's a total of over 2 years worth of experience that you can get. And it's not just building up experience in your field, but it's generally quite lucrative. These are paid practical training internships, and in our fields, they're very, very attractive job offers, typically in the $60,000 to $100,000 range of salaries per year. So students, need to say, generally like that option. Let me answer that question by telling you what the students tell me. We have dual degree programs with several European universities. And like ISM, they all are very good schools, and they're all very good students. So why then would they want to come to IIT? We're a good school, but why would you want to come over to America and get the dual degree? And the answer from the students is really quite simple. They have looked at our curriculum, and what they see is that we take a very hands-on, real-world approach. We make them do projects and develop portfolios where they have projects that they have completed in teams, where the teams may consist of students that come from any number of countries. We have over 100 countries in which students attend IIT. So it's very much a group international project. But what's distinctive, in my opinion, is that all of us in these programs have not only strong academic credentials, but we also have a rich history of accomplishments in the real world in our fields. So when what we bring to the classroom that's distinctive, according to the students, is that they get that sense of the real world. The way we look at problems, the way we approach them, how we solve them, how we make them solve them, okay? And they see that as a big advantage. The advantage extends itself when they go to look for jobs. I often say to a student, make sure you have 5 good projects that you worked on. Because when you go to the job interview, they're going to let you talk about 1 or 2 of them. And in the process, what they're going to find is, can they work with you? Are you capable of solving problems? And those are a couple of the most important things that they're looking for if they're going to hire you. And in the course of the interviews, what I have found over 20 years is that students talk about the projects that they completed, and these conversations never end. The employers just keep talking to them because they find that they really get into the depth of what the student is all about. And I have never had a student come back and say, well, I didn't get the job because I failed in the interview. No, they come back and say, I got the job because when we were talking about this problem, their reaction was, oh, we want to hire this person now. I'm sure that we could start working with them today. And so the students recognize that. They also recognize that at the end of such a master's degree program, that because we have this practical training option in America, and because it's so high paying, that they can stay in America, and they can decide to go back later on to their home country, or they can decide to try to get a job in America. And this provides them with a golden opportunity to enrich their real world experience, get paid well, and open up the door to international employment. Well, let me give you a little history on that one. Your former president, Domkus, is an IIT grad, and he's the one who first suggested that we come over and talk to ISM. Okay, quite frankly, we respect him enough that if he makes a suggestion, we know it's a good one. And so that started the first meeting that we had a few years ago. And he was right. My experience here is you have a marvelous collection of students. You have a wonderful degree. These are students who have very good future. You can just see it in talking to them that these are excellent students. And the thing that I was just incredibly impressed with is your English is perfect. I mean, I hear no accent in your English. So it's your communication skills, your just general demeanor of, yeah, I think these are first-rate students. And the history, of course, of Lithuanian students in America is wonderful. So we go by the Lithuanian alums that we have at IIT, and we're convinced this is a good arrangement. I think the students will clearly benefit from such a partnership.